guys, welcome back to another Movies with James video, and today we're doing a ranking video. This is a sad day for me because it is the end of the DCEU. We have watched, and yesterday I actually put up my Aquaman 2, Aquaman the Lost Kingdom review. Yeah, I have the posters here from Cineworld. Real sad day in my opinion, because for me, the DC movies are fantastic. I really enjoy the DCEU. It's been a great run. There's been some good memories and stuff. But today, I thought I've got the list on my letterbox of all of the movies. 16 movies in the DCEU. So I thought, why not just do a quick video? Obviously, I haven't reviewed all of these films in terms of individual videos, but I'll just review them in terms of a ranking list and go from worst to best for my DCEU movies, because obviously now it's ended, it just makes sense. One of the things that surprised me so far though is the fact that there's only 16 movies in the DCEU. I would have said at least 20, maybe even 25. The fact is 16, again. And I wouldn't consider the DCEU to be a flop at the end of the day. It has had some amazing movies that's come out of it, and I will go through my thoughts and opinions on each one as we go. So, in number 16th place, and the worst movie, in my opinion, within the DCEU is Shazam. I gave Shazam a 2-star. Like, it's okay. It's the comedy didn't land for me from what I remember in this movie. It didn't land at all, and I think Zachary Levi is a terrible actor in my opinion. In the film. Now that is a controversial one because a lot of fans do like Zachary Levi. I just think he was complete and utter crap. So that's why I put him at 16. The whole character of Shazam really didn't entertain me, and I just found it boring, which is shocking because a lot of people do like Shazam the movie. As I say, I didn't. Up into 15th then, and I actually gave this a 2.5 star. This is Suicide Squad. Now this is the 2016 version, so the one directed by David Ayer. There's apparently an Ayer cut out there of the movie, because again, this is a movie that has been reviewed really badly by some people, but then mid to some people. I sit very much in that mid camp, of course, of that. The movie itself, Will Smith, he stars as Deadshot, Jared Leto as the Joker, and then Margot Robbie, she basically stole the show and all the headlines and stuff, playing Harley Quinn. I think for me, in this film, Viola Davis is like one of the best performances of the entire DCEU, as she plays Amanda Waller. So yeah, in at 15, that is Suicide Squad. Next up at 14, I actually have Justice League. Now this is the not the Snyder version, the Whedon version. So this is like the theatrical one that went out. I actually gave it a 3-star. Didn't find it to be that bad, but it was good to see like the characters come together. But I think the 2 stars that probably I didn't give it, obviously the 5 stars would have been down to the plot, the fact that there was a lot of build up and stuff to the movie, but it was just like cheese fest, if that makes sense. I like it more than some people, but obviously the Zack Snyder one, that one is obviously higher up in the list somewhere, so that is obviously better than this one. So if you want to watch the Justice League movie, ignore it. Just watch the Zack Snyder's one. To be confirmed as to where that is in my list, so stay tuned. In at number 13 then, I have Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Again, this is the Shazam sequel. I actually did do a full review of this on the channel and stuff. Obviously, it's been out in the cinema in 2023. And I actually gave it a 3-star. For me, the whole Shazam, just similar to the first one, doesn't land. And then in this one we get things like, I think it's Helen Mirren is in it, which to me is just a weird casting, similar to like when she's in the Fast and Furious movies. It's just an odd casting for the role. Rachel Zegler's in this one as well. Who else is in this one? It's just, it doesn't land for me. The Shazam character as a whole just didn't land for me in DCEU, and I hope if they do bring Shazam back in the new one, then hopefully they recast him and they go down a different route, because for me, didn't enjoy it. Anyways, next then, in 12th place then, we're going through this pretty fast. Another 3-star movie. So the best of my 3 stars is Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of the One Harley Quinn. This is the movie that came out in 2020. Now, I think this is the last movie I saw in the cinemas before COVID-19, because a week after then, we went like a lockdown. So for me, 3-star I gave it. Midpoint, obviously, from the first Suicide Squad movie, Harley Quinn. Margot Robbie was fantastic, so it was inevitable she was going to get her own movie. This one also stars Ewan McGregor as the Black Mask. He was really good in this from what I remember. And again, it's probably one that I haven't watched in a while, so I probably need to give it another rewatch. But at 12th place, you know, it sits where it does. I'm pretty happy with where it is. In at number 11 is another 2023 movie, part of the DCEU. There was actually 3 or 4 DCEU movies this year, which is pretty mad, you know, to think, when you think about it. The series is dying off. You know, there's 4 of them. And this one was The Flash. So this was directed by Andy Muschietti. Of course, I've done an entire review of this. This stars Michael Keaton. We also get Ben Affleck coming back for like a little cameo in the movie. We get Tamura Morrison as Thomas Curry coming back. Jeremy Irons. It's got a big cast. It does feel a bit more like a bit of a Justice League type of movie, in my opinion. There is also appearances from George Clooney right at the very end. There's the whole bad CGI in the film with the whole babies falling down. You know the score. But for me, I put it at number 11 on a 3.5 star in the DCEU ranking. Next then, number 10 then, and this probably could be the most controversial out of what people think, but this is Man of Steel, directed by Zack Snyder, and this is the one that kind of kicked it all off back in 2013. I gave it a 3.5 star. I found it alright, but that's it. It just was alright. You know, as somebody who's never seen a Superman movie at all before, it's the only Superman movie I've seen. It was okay, but the whole Superman, you know, superhero doesn't really work for me. I don't really like him in terms of like the cape, and it's very stereotypical superhero, and I'm not a fan of Superman in general. So 3.5 stars is okay. I love the look of this film though, the whole Zack Snyder look and the whole, you know, slow motion and all that. And again, I think it's a fair 3.5 star from my point of view. So that's the 10th place then, and now in at 9 in the top 10 we have a 4 star, and this is the lowest 4 star, and this is the newest one, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. I did my review of this previously, so if you want to go back and watch a more detailed review. But in a nutshell, I think it's just scraped into the 4 star because I really appreciated like the sound mixing, the actual look and feel of the movie. The CGI I thought was great. I couldn't really judge the plot because the movie is like the end of the franchise. I think they could have done a bit of a finale thing at the end, celebrating it, because it is, at the end of the day, I think it's the 9th highest grossing franchise of all time, with like 7 billion revenue from 16 movies or whatever it is. Like, there's still a high amount of like money that is generated, and you know, it's gained a lot of fans, so you know, I think they should have ended it off something. So yeah, in at number 9 then is Aquaman 2. Number 8 then we get probably the one that people are most disappointed with in terms of wanting more, and I think that's Black Adam. You know, Dwayne Johnson starring as Black Adam. You know, this was like a bit of a letdown. People thought it would be better than it was. You know, it's a good film. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it personally. I think it had some good moments in it. There was obviously at the time this was coming out, it was the time that the DCEU was announced that it was going to be ending and going in a different direction. Dwayne Johnson was kind of signed up for the long haul, but obviously couldn't be. So I think the bad press around it just gave it a bad thing in the media in general. But yeah, disappointing really. You know, I think the look and feel of the whole character of Black Adam was, in my opinion, better than Shazam. It didn't seem to be too jokey. That the Shazam stuff was too corny for me. It seemed to be a bit more serious, even though it was still a bit like comedy value there. But yeah, in at number 8, 4 star. Again, I've done a full review of that on the channel because it was out towards the end of last year. Number 7 then, we have another 4 star, and this is Wonder Woman 1984. Again, this is one of the big blockbusters that was like cancelled during COVID and then just released on streaming. Many people didn't like this. Obviously directed by Patty Jenkins, who directed the first movie. And yeah, I didn't mind it because at the end of the day, 80s music, Wonder Woman. I mean, yeah. I also was in Fuerteventura when they were filming the actual scene, the road scene in the desert. That was filmed in Fuerteventura. So it was just like a slightly special part of me that I was on the same island as Gal Gadot when they were filming this movie. The fact that I wasn't really a DC fan then really upsets me, that I missed that opportunity to potentially go and stalk the set. But I didn't. And yeah. So yeah, 4 star for me. Really enjoy it. Chris Pine, great. You know, the whole outfits, the whole getting like dumped into a different era. It's a cool concept. I really enjoyed it. Aquaman then is number 6. This is the first Aquaman movie. And did you know Aquaman 1 is actually the highest grossing DC film ever? Higher than Dark Knight Rises, Joker, The Batman by Matt Reeves. Higher than any one of them. So Aquaman, Jason Momoa, back in 2018. That's all people wanted. And that's at number 6 for me, again on a 4 star. Really enjoyed the whole character of Aquaman, and to be honest, him and Wonder Woman are the 2 characters that I really wish that Momoa and Gal Gadot get actually they cast as the same actors. I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're going to recast everyone, but I wouldn't mind if they did those two. Top 5 there now, and again, another review that is on the channel. I've also got a unboxing coming up tomorrow of this one. This is Blue Beetle, so the Blue Beetle 4K Steelbook has come in. I've unboxed it. It's coming out tomorrow. But yeah, this was a 4-star. Very surprised by this. I love the whole look of this character. It's very Iron Spider vibes from Spider-Man and the Avengers and all that. But also I love the whole Latino aspect in terms of the DC. This is the one movie that doesn't tie into any other film really at all. We don't see Blue Beetle with any other characters. It's very much a standalone film, but it is set within the DCEU, I guess. But we don't actually see Jaime Reyes. We don't actually see him with anyone. But again, this was another actor that I probably wouldn't mind if they kept him, because the whole cast ensemble of this film was great, and I think it surprised a lot of people. Top 5 now then, so now we're in number 4, and again another 4-star, and now this is Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice. Again, another controversial one, because many people probably will disagree with me giving this a 4-star. I just love it. I just love it enough just for the the metal Batman suit alone. Like, this is the only movie that we actually got Ben Affleck really as Batman. Like, there's no other Batman movie, but he was sharing that role, I guess, the title with Henry Cavill's Superman. They were fighting against each other. Pretty cool concept, really good. And, you never really see too, like, it's very much Civil War vibes, from Captain America and the fight in Iron Man versus Captain America, etc. But again, I don't mind the film. Like, I think it's a good experience. I enjoyed it. It was one of the first films I watched in this room with like my speakers and stuff at the time. So I really enjoyed that. Top 3 there now, and my favourite 4-star movie has to be The Suicide Squad, directed by James Gunn. James Gunn is obviously now going to be, he's the director of the DCEU. He is writing up the DCU rather, the DC universe, not DCEU. He's writing up the new universe, and obviously the first movie, Superman Legacy, comes out in 2025, which he's directing. So that's kind of, this movie got him the job, really. I gave it a 4-star. It has the fun that Guardians has. It plays on the characters, great. It obviously has a James Gunn stamp on everything. Like, literally, the way it's like directed and shot really well is great. But yeah, again, that movie, I do have a full review on the channel, because I think I unboxed a steelbook as well. So if you want to go back and find that, it is there. Top 2 then now, and both of these have 5 stars. And the first one being Wonder Woman. That's at number 2. Wonder Woman 2017, this came out. Again, one of the first ones. Gal Gadot being Wonder Woman is just amazing. I think she's brilliant for the role. And again, like I said about Aquaman, really want her to come back. I don't think she will, but I hope she does. Directed by Patty Jenkins, so a female director. I know we shouldn't be saying that nowadays, but a female director directing a female, superhero as strong and as powerful as Wonder Woman, I think is great. I think she does it fantastic. I think it's a really good movie and a good concept, because it goes back to like World War I, World War II, I think it is. I think it's the First World War. It goes back that far, so it's like, you get to see like the First World War on screen, but then also a superhero. It's just a good vibe. I love it. Maybe towards the end of the film it does like lack off a little bit, but I just enjoy it, and her and Chris Pine I think have great chemistry throughout the film. So of course, my number 1 DCEU movie is Zack Snyder's Justice League. This is obviously I think it's like 3 hours and a bit movie. Really, really good. It came out during COVID. Again, another one that was like exclusive on Sky here in the UK, because like they've got the HBO deal. One that I wish we saw in cinemas. Like, it would have took a lot of money in my opinion, but again, COVID happened. There was rumours that the movie was going to be split up into like 4 episodes of like 4 hours or 3 hours or whatever. But I am glad they actually have put this on like, into a movie format, and also released it on 4K discs. Of course, I've unboxed the Steelbook on the channel. For me, 5-star. I think it's one of the best comic book movies out there. It doesn't get better than like Joker for me, because Joker's like elite, as well as Dark Knight movies. But it is up there with like in the contention of like my favourite comic book movies of all time. If you want to see a video on that, let me know. Maybe in January or something I'll do like my top 5 or top 10 comic book movies of all time, because there's quite a lot in there and it'd be really difficult to choose one actually as I'm saying it out loud, but could be a cool concept. But yeah, for me, DCEU wise, Zack Snyder's Justice League just brings everyone together and does it really, really well, in my opinion. Mad that was only out 2 years ago, and it felt like that movie should have been like the one that ended it all in a way, and then they didn't have to do all the rest of them. Obviously things like Blue Beetle have come out since like that. But either way though, that is my ranking of the DCEU. Obviously 16 movies in this, and as I say, I am somebody that's very sad to see this end, but I'm also very excited for the future. It does mean though in 2024 we don't get no DC movies that I know of. The next DC movie will actually be the Joker sequel, Folie à Deux, something like that. It's coming out in October 2024. Then we of course get Superman Legacy, which is going to be in 2025, and then we also get towards the end of 2025 the Batman Part 2, which is the Rob Pattinson, Matt Reeves sequel. So the next year is going to be very light DC wise. We're just going to get the Joker sequel and then 2 more movies then in 2025, and then we're obviously in the new DCEU universe that James Gunn is creating and writing up and all that, with TV shows and all of that. I'm looking forward to it, don't get me wrong. I'm a massive collector of DC. I've got every single movie in Steelbook. Once I get the Aquaman 2 one in, I will do a full video on release of that to show you all of the Steelbooks that I've got. I'm not somebody that double dips on my movies. I only have one of each, so I've chose one movie from each one, one Steelbook variant from each one that I want in my collection. So stay tuned for that. I will show you that in a couple of months' time. But there you go. There's my review. Thanks to the DCEU, for me anyways. I really enjoyed it. Special shout out to my friend Scott. I don't think he watches the videos, but he's somebody I used to work with, and he actually got me into DC way back when. So special mention to him, because without him I wouldn't have experienced this universe and really got involved with it. So cheers, Scott. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos coming soon. And, of course, I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.